exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you. And love, life's sweetest reward, let it flow, it floats back to you.
Sounds like a lot of...
Hoopla!
Sounds like a lot of...
Hoopla!
Sounds like a...
Hoopla! Hoopla!
Sounds like a lot of hoopla to make over a little Krabby Patty, right? Wrong!
Oh my God, I can't.
Sounds like a lot...
All right, let's move this along. I'm so embarrassed.
Please be aware that due to the nature of the technology that I'm using, there can be no assurance of confidentiality when using this online service. It should also be noted that due to changes in policies, all replies are to be used as advisory and informational only and will not constitute an official determination. Information provided by myself are limited to the current and available material, but the final responsibility for successfully achieving a goal rests with you, the client. Information online is designed to be helpful. However, this information changes frequently, and it is recommended that you, the individual, will consult another physician, another specialist, and or religious leader to aid you in your overall behavioral wellness.
And welcome to Counsel of the Day with Shanrae, and I'm Shanrae. We're on part 2 of the second week of this of the love series, and this subtitle, the subtopic for this week is called Love Thyself. We're on part 2. Before I get started, let's go over my bio. I'm a degree counselor who've acquired my dual BS degrees, Bachelor of Science degrees in Psychology and Organizational Management from Ashford University. My great passion is to bring healing to people who have been through traumatic, stressful experiences. And we all know that when human beings experience trauma or severe life stressors, it is not uncommon for their lives to unravel. So I help people, including children, adults, families, couples, to find healthy perceptions of themselves and to strengthen their relationships so they can know themselves as peaceful, complete, whole, and safe. All right, let's move this along. We are on part 2 of Love Thyself. I am a Christian counselor. So my scripture for the month is come from 1 Peter 4:8, the NIV version. And it says, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers a multitude of sins. All right, let's open up our definitions. I have 3 different definitions of love. Number 1 is an intense feeling of deep affection. Number 2 is a great interest and pleasure in something, which is a noun. Number 3 is to feel a deep romantic or sexual attachment to someone. That's a verb. Now let's move on to self-love. Self-love. And let me, I'm on multiple different platforms and streams, so I'm going to be looking up and down a lot. This is an open platform, so if you have questions or you want to share any life scenarios, please feel free. All right, let's talk about self-love for a minute. The definition that I chose for this month is regard for one's own well-being and happiness. Okay, this is not a narcissistic type of love. This is just a self-care type of love. That's what it is. So let's go to our key points. And we're just going to go through them briefly tonight. Again, this is an open platform. If you have any questions, I will pause and highlight it and answer your questions to the best of my ability. If you have any life scenarios that you don't mind sharing, I will highlight that as well. All right, let me open this up very briefly. These are our key points for tonight. 33 ways to love yourself. And self-love is an important part of self-care. All right, so let's move this along. All right, so it says 33 ways to love yourself more. And this has been medically reviewed by Doctors Kayla Reynolds and by Dr. Leah Campbell. Okay, so And it's going to talk about ways to love yourself. And we're going to give some recaps and all of that. Excuse me, let me go back. So it says self-love is an important part of self-care. And when you're ready to reset and recharge, you can use these 33 tips here as inspiration on how to love yourself better or how to just care for yourself a little bit better. And it says the concept of self-love is very simple. And we know it's not quite simple, but it is something that we can start implementing strategies that will help us care for ourselves a little bit better. All right, so it just means that valuing and caring for your own needs, your own wants, and your own desires. That's what it is. It isn't about being selfish. It's not about it's about making sure that you have time to recharge. It's important that we recharge, to have energy and resources to be there for not just for ourselves, but for other people, especially those that are attached to us. As airlines like to remind us, it's important to put our own oxygen mask on before helping somebody else do the same. So because if you run out of air, it becomes a lot harder to help someone else, including yourself. And that is very, very important. So how can we love ourselves? There are so many ways to practice self-love. I'm going to give you 33 different ones tonight. All right. The options truly are limitless. They really are. So it may start with self-care and with self-respect. And it says may, but I'm saying it does start with self-care and self-respect. So if you're looking for some ideas to get started and some little strategies, these are some great steps right here that you can take moving towards self-love and self-care. All right, I'm going to open this a little bit. All right, and I'm going to close it. So number 1 says to plan your escape. So it's not uncommon to feel drained when you're constantly working to meet the needs of other people, whether it's on your job, it's in your home, okay? And especially when you're a caregiver. Now, I used to do that for a living, be a caregiver. And when I say that, when you're a caregiver, you're that person's or those people's everything. You have to, everything. You're their, their maid. Let's start with maid. You might as well say maid. You're their business, their accountant, their business manager. You're their, I had to do things like range of motion with them. So you're physical therapist. You're just everything. You got to, like I said, make sure their clothes are clean, make sure they're fed, all of the type of things, those type of things. And it's very important for you to plan your escape. And when those others are, for example, kids or elderly parents, or it's just your job, like I used to have, they live in your house, it can be difficult to find time for self-love. And this has been something that's been going on for a while, where people take in boarders, they take in people and they care for them. And they get a check for it monthly. So yes, you can take care of people, be a caregiver to people, someone that's living in your home. People used to do it for years. They would get an adult home for the intellectually disabled, and they would go on and care for them that way. So that's why taking breaks from these, for those who really who rely on you the most, can be beneficial when you're learning self-love and self-care. So maybe this means a night at a local hotel, just to give you an example, to watch a movie, to go to sleep, to eat a meal uninterrupted, or it could be lunch by yourself with a good book and no one requesting anything from you. Now, I used to do that very frequently. I would take a break and I would go to my favorite Vietnamese restaurant by myself. I would go with a book or my computer, and I would sit there and I would take about 2 hours, literally 2 hours, just to like the doctors were saying, Dr. Reynolds and Dr. Campbell. I would go there just to plan an escape and just to recharge, so I can do something for myself. So I can tell you from experience, that is something I did very frequently. Go to my favorite Vietnamese restaurant with a book or my computer and just get away. All right. Number 2 is book a therapy session. Taking care of your mental health is one of the best things that we can do to show self-love and care. Now, a therapy session It's just going to talk in a safe place. That's most of it. Going to talk in a safe place. Okay. So finding a therapist that you can trust can help you identify areas where you'd like to improve your mental health and create strategies for working towards that. So in therapy, you can learn to love yourself more effectively. Now, I'm a counselor. I'm a degree counselor, and I have counseled many people throughout the years. But I tell you, I have gone to a therapist knowing the strategies, but it's just it helped to recap on certain things. It helped to be in a safe place to talk with somebody. So I'm not just teaching this. I'm telling you this because I practice this myself. All right. Number 3 says spend time in nature with those that you love. So fresh air is very therapeutic. And outdoor adventures with people that you love can put a smile on your face. You might plan a hike with a romantic partner, or maybe a bike ride with your kids. Looking to learn more about benefits in nature, you can look that up yourself. Now, again, this is something that I practice on my own. I love to go bike riding. Now, I don't know how to ride a 2-wheeler bike, but I do own a 3-wheeler bike, an adult tricycle, and I love going bike riding on my tricycle. And it is so relaxing, so refreshing, having that wind hit my face. I'm riding, and it's like, oh my, listening to my music. It is so therapeutic. So this is something, again, that I do practice as well. Number 4 says adopt a pet if you can. It says shelters are full of pets in need of loving homes. And the unconditional love that we get from our furry family members can be a true mood booster. So if you can't adopt right now, volunteering could also be a good option. Even spending time at a pet store, an adoption agency, or with a friend's fur baby can be comforting and giving yourself these peaceful and joyful moments in an effective way to love yourself. Now, I just got a fur baby. He turned 13 weeks on Sunday. His name is Cashmere Owens. He is a baby. He's a baby, but he really is. But he's been such a joy to us, even when we take him out, because we can't leave him by himself right now because he's a baby. So he goes to the stores with me and everything. And they have, excuse me, like just a few days ago, I was in Walmart. And he was my husband was with me, so we bought a new he was in a cart with us, so we put his little bed. We have a little bed that's in my car that we keep for him for the ride when he gets in the car to ride, because he's still a baby. So we'll take the bed out and put him in it and put it inside of the cart and just push him through Walmart. There were so many Walmart workers that worked there that kept flagging us down. I have a friend that's having a rough day today on the job. Can you please stop and let us pet Cashmere? And I mean, it was so many people that would just come by. They just wanted to just rub on them. And they said it made them feel better. So this loving a fur baby really it's therapeutic, and it's so helpful if you can tolerate. Some people are allergic, but if you can tolerate being around a fur baby, they really are therapeutic. Number 5 says fill your home with things that you that make you smile. Fill your home with things that make you smile. Okay. Home should be your safe place, your sanctuary. Consider filling yours with what brings you joy, whether it's live plants, pictures of happy memories, or art that you love, that you love to look at. I love flowers. I love fresh, beautiful flowers. So when I get beautiful flowers and I put them in my living room on my table, that makes me feel comforted. I love plants. I don't have a green thumb, but I love beautiful plants, elephant ears, different things like that. And it brightens my mood. I love art. I have art. And I love looking at it because it makes me feel better. So these are some helpful to not just things that I'm strategies that I'm giving. These are things that I do myself. Once again, okay. So let's move this along. I'm going to open this up. Okay, let me open it. All right, and I'm gonna. All right. So number 6 says go screen free. Take a break from your screens and put your phone into do not disturb mode. No notifications, no outside noise, and no distractions can equal peace of mind and self-love. I cannot do that personally. I don't feel comfortable with doing that because I do have grown adult children. But just because they're grown and they're independent, they're on their own, it doesn't mean that they don't call if they're in need or if there's an emergency that happens. So I personally do not feel comfortable with doing that. But if you can do it, do it. Do it. Okay. Number 7 says, give yourself permission to say no. All right. You can't be everything to everyone. And it's hard to give anything your best if you're constantly trying to do it all. So when you practice saying no, it allows you to take on what you can handle. And this is a great way to respect and love yourself more. Okay. So if you're not in the habit of telling people no, it can feel challenging and even anxiety inducing. And so still, if you need to say yes to someone, you can say it and push limits or boundaries in play and put limits and boundaries in place. For example, you could say, yes, you could come over at 1 p.m., but I'll need you to leave at 3. And so if you can't say no, start I agree with this. Start putting in boundaries, a little bit boundaries. Yes, I can do this, but this is the only time I can do it. All right. So give yourself permission to say no. It's all right to say no. Number 8 says eat alone. That goes right back to what I was saying earlier. Eat alone. Okay. Especially for parents who often have little ones stealing from their plates. Mine did that. I think all children do that because our food always looks better than theirs. And they always feel like it tastes better than theirs. Okay. So for parents who often have little ones stealing from their plates, take time to eat alone if you can. Whether it's coveted dessert or full course menu means that you don't have to share with anybody. Okay. So mindful eating is one way to make mealtime feel that much more rejuvenating. Here are some quick steps to practice mindfulness while you eat. Number 1, let's minimize and set aside distractions like the television or your phone. Okay. Number 2, take some time to breathe in the center of your meal. What herbs or spices that you may smell in the food. Number 3 is enjoy your food one bite at a time. And enjoy the flavors that you might often be too busy to notice. So if you want, again, if you can, these are just strategies if you can implement them. It's easier said than done. When you have small children, it's very hard to do something by yourself, especially if you have multiples. Okay, if you have one, then you may be able to put more things in practice. But when you have multiple, each child is different. Each child has different needs. And so it's like a nonstop thing. But if you can, do it. All right, number 9, read a book. It's easy to convince ourselves that we don't have time for this simple pleasure. But reading can serve as such a great escape. Even just allowing yourself one chapter a night can be an act of self-love. Okay. For example, well, I'm going to move on from there, but I know I have to schedule in reading. I love to read. I'm not able to just stop and read because I know my children are grown, but my schedule is still very rigorous. So I try to sneak in reading whenever I can. I read, and I have my books on ebooks. So I'm always clicking over to my Kindle app whenever I have a few minutes to finish catching up on my book that I'm reading at the time. So this is very beneficial. Again, this is something that I practice myself. Number 9 is reading a book. Number 10 says carve out time to exercise. Okay. So research has found countless benefits, both mental and physical, to daily exercise. It's not necessary to push yourself too hard. And what does it say? Excuse me. And if you like to make exercise a habit, but feel like a lack of motivation is getting in your way, you can just look up some different ways to motivate you. Now, this is good. I talked a little bit about this last night, and I can tell you what I'm doing to implement exercise once again into my daily routine. I can't just stop, break, and go to the park again. First, the weather is not conducive for me to go walking in the park. So what I've done is I picked my jump rope back up again. I'll go out on my front porch, and I do that because I have a little fur baby now. So I have to make sure that I'm away from him, and I carve out about 15, 20 minutes to do this. And I'll go out and I'll do my sets of 25, my jump rope. And I try to switch it up because I don't want to get in the routine of doing the same thing. Your body gets used to it. So I do one day jump rope. The next day I have a set of stairs in my house. So I climb the stairs. I do sets up and down my stairs. I do sets. And it doesn't take a long time. I do 15, 20 minutes right now. We're doing this, and I'll probably be able to do more. But I do, you can, this is my way of carving and implementing a daily exercise into my day. Of course, I have an Apple Watch and then my phone, of course. So it records the things that I do. And I like the progress that I'm seeing when it comes to my daily exercise. So number 10 is, again, if you can incorporate, carve out time to exercise. Number 11, and let me move this along. Number 11, let's open this. All right. Number 11 says to lock your door. If you can, lock your door. Okay. If you have a question, oh Lord, hold on for a minute. Well, I'm so sorry. I don't mean, I gotta take this. Hello. Hey, I'm on my show. I'm on my show. What's going on? Okay, I'll be there shortly. Okay. Or text me. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm so sorry. I was talking about my adult child, one of my adult children. I had to take it. So lock your door. If you have a partner or kids who tend to misunderstand what closed doors mean, it's okay to lock yourself in the bathroom for your daily shower. If you deserve that interrupted time, alone time is a way to love yourself more. Okay, so if you can do it, do it. If you can lock the doors, then do it. I couldn't lock the doors when my children were young. I couldn't do it then, but and there's no need to do it now because they're all grown. They're not in my house, so I still don't have to lock my doors. With that, number 12 says, remind yourself of your worth. We've all caught ourselves in negative self-talk from time to time, and this is everybody, me, myself included. But what if you made a concerted effort to lift yourself up? So if you need reminders to do so, you can leave notes around your house that point out what you love best about yourself. Okay? Now, I totally agree because negative talk, even mentally in our minds, it comes so naturally. So what you have to do is you got to make it on purpose. When those negative thoughts start coming in your head and stuff, again, on purpose, counteract those thoughts with something positive immediately. You know what? I may not be happy about this right now, but I'm glad that I am working towards this, or I'm glad I'm not where I used to be. Or you give yourself some kind of a kudos. Just again, it's very natural to down yourself. It's a natural thing. It just comes so naturally. But what we have to do is put in practice a way to counteract those negative thoughts by putting something positive in your mind. You know what? I do love this. I love this, and it'll make you feel better. It really do. Number 12 says, remind yourself of your worth. Okay, we've all caught ourselves. I'm sorry, I'm doing this. I was on 12. Number 13 says to splurge. It can be hard to spend money on ourselves, especially during times of financial strain, and it is. Okay, but small and occasional splurges can help us all smile a little bit more. So this could be something as simple as a fancy coffee, Starbucks, like I do, or the face wash that you wouldn't usually I don't know what they say. Oh, buying the face wash that you wouldn't usually allow yourself to buy. Yeah, I agree. Because one thing we know, bills are going to always come. I saw somebody post something on social media over the weekend and I laughed. It was last Friday. I laughed because he said, okay, what is going on? I don't even have room to breathe. They said, well, I just paid my bills. Soon as I paid my bills, the bill collectors or the bill, they sent out another bill and said, okay, thank you for your payment. Now this next payment is due. And so I said that to say, bills are going to always come. But if you can find, I'm not saying doing it all the time, but if you can find a way to splurge on yourself, we work hard. We put our money to, because we have to live. But it's okay to do something small. Splurge for yourself, a little something. Okay, number 4 says to meditate. Meditate. I am a huge stickler with meditation. I mean, it works. It works. It really does. Okay, research suggests spending more time meditating can improve your mental health in the long term. I totally agree. This is something I practice myself. One way to begin is to find a comfortable and quiet place to sit for 10 minutes. You don't even need 10 minutes. They have meditation for 5 minutes. Okay, close your eyes and focus your attention on your breath, your heartbeat, and then the positive goals that you have for the day. I wholeheartedly agree. I start out in the morning. I meditate, I pray. Every morning, it does help. Okay. Number 15 says, make time for little things. Learning self-love is something as simple as clipping your nails, putting on a full face of makeup, shaving your face. That's making time for little things for you. And it does make you feel better. Okay. Let me move this along. Number 16 says, oh my God, so important. Organize your space. So if you get stressed by clutter, consider making time to clean up and reap the benefits of a clutter-free zone. It does help. Oh my gosh. And if you don't have the time and cannot afford to do so, you might give yourself permission to hire someone to do this for you. It does. When I say it makes you feel a world better, when you look around and your environment is organized and clean. I wholeheartedly agree. Let me open this really quickly and then I'm going to close it back. Number 17 says to ask for what you need. Tell people that you love when you need help or time or space. It's all right to do it. Just like it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, listen, I need, I'm starting to get overwhelmed now. I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed. So I need a little time. I need a little time so I can recoup and refresh. It's all right to say that. Number 18 says to pamper yourself. Okay. So a haircut, a massage could help you relax. A massage really does help relax. And if you're on a budget, you could treat yourself to a one-time, maybe a face mask, a do-it-yourself pedicure, or at-home massage. They have the little things you can purchase and do that. Number 19 says to set boundaries. You're allowed to draw your own personal lines and stick to them. So you don't owe people explanations or the chance to negotiate this either, okay? You're allowed, again, to set boundaries. Okay, so set boundaries. Number 20 is to journal. Journal. Take some time to write down things that you're grateful for. Now, we have our smartphones. They got the notes in there, the memos in there. Go open them up and journal. You don't even have to use paper and pencil anymore. Just journal. All right, so take some time to write down the things you're grateful for, the goals that you hope to accomplish, or a list of things that bring you joy. You can write out your frustrations and disappointments as well. Sometimes putting out our thoughts on paper can be one of the most healing things that we can do, and it really is. I write. So again, this is something that I practice myself, not just saying it, but this is a strategy that I practice. I write, and it does. It's so therapeutic for me. Number 21 says to take a relaxing bath. I put in relaxing. Take a relaxing bath. Okay. Loving yourself sometimes comes with some candles, some dim lights, and some Epsom salts in some hot or warm water. Your tub can be another great place to bring in some mindfulness. So if you're up for a mindfulness exercise while you soak, consider using all of your senses to notice how the water feels, how it looks, and what you're listening to, what it sounds like. I love to soak in baths. Oh my God, with the bath bombs and Epsom salt and all of that, it really does help. Okay. So let me see something. Did I skip something? Okay. All right. Number 22 says to let yourself scroll. Let yourself scroll. And for some people, social media can become a time suck and a source of constant frustration. But for others, it can be an escape from the world and for a few moments of mindless entertainment. So if you're the latter, give yourself the time to scroll without the guilt of it. Now, social media can become very time consuming. So put yourself, use your timer on your phone and say, I'm going to do this just to look and laugh at these TikToks and all this stuff. All right. Number 23, and let me move this along because I should have done this already. All right, let me open this. All right. Number 23 says, take a social media break. Okay, there are a lot of people that fast from social media, and it's very important. So on the other hand, if you find yourself frustrated every time that you log on, consider pausing or shutting down your social media accounts, just temporarily or for good. If some people they just disconnect altogether. All right, take a social media break. Number 24 says, plan a date. So quality time with the people that we love can be truly regenerative. Plan a night out with friends or significant others and focus on talking and enjoying that time together. I like when I get together with my sister friends. Oh my gosh, I love it. We just go, we chill, we go hang out at one of our sister friends' house. Sometimes we go out. But you don't always have to go out. But we go and we bring foods and we sit there, knick-knack, and eat, and we just cut up, watch videos, we dance, we do all kind. I love it. That's time for you. Okay, that's self-care. That's being around people that you trust and you love. I love that. Okay. Number 25, dance it out. Quality time with the people. Dance it out. Put on your favorite music, open up your windows, and get your body moving. I think I dance it out every day, personally. I dance it out every single day because I'm going to be listening to some music at some point in the daytime. So while I'm doing something, maybe cooking or something, I'm listening to music, I'm multitasking, and I'm wiggling. So dance it out. I enjoy a nice little dance. Now, all right, let's look at this. Number 26 says schedule time for your hobby. Writing, painting, taking photos, completing puzzles, whatever hobbies that you consider, consider setting aside a block of time just for them. Okay, reading, any of that. Loving yourself is doing those things that make your heart smile. All right, number 27 says conscious breathing. Again, something I do, a part of meditation. So with one hand on your stomach and the other on your chest, feel the breath moving through your body. You can do this for just a few breaths or several minutes at a time. You can even take some time to focus on your breathing whenever you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed. Now, those of us that have Apple devices, I can't say about the Androids, but I can talk about the Apple devices. There is actually a mindfulness app on here that tells you when it'll vibrate on your arm and let you know it's time to breathe or it's time to stand up. It's time to move. And I love that. So that is very, very, very important. Okay. Number 28 says to set goals. We all have things that we want to accomplish, but sometimes writing those things down and considering the steps necessary to achieve them can make those things suddenly seem more achievable and possible in our minds. Okay. So set some goals. Number 29 says try a new recipe. That's something I do all the time. Most of the time it's a hit. Sometimes it's a miss, but I love doing it. Try a new recipe, even if you don't love to cook. Look up a recipe, or you can look it online. It sounds good, and set some time aside to try your hand at it in a quiet house. For some people, following the steps, perhaps with a beverage of your choice, without the pressure of needing food, needing to feed other people, can be fun. So yes. This is something I practice. I try new recipes frequently. I love it. And most of the time it's a hit. Sometimes it's a miss. I feel like the recipe that I tried on Sunday was a miss. But, the people that ate it, they liked it. So I was like, okay. Number 30, honor your spiritual needs. For many people, spirituality is about what gives life meaning. So to nurture your spiritual side, you might pick up a book on a spiritual topic that resonates with you, or find a set of friends who share spiritual views, whatever that may be. Okay, y'all know I'm a Christian counselor, and so Christianity is a huge part of my life. This is something that I practice. I do honor my spiritual needs quite frequently, because it's imperative for me. It helps lift me up. It helps me feel better. It helps focus me, get me more centered. It gives me hope, and so it gives me, joy. These different things. So this is, some people they get centered and they talk to the universe. Whatever helps you. If it helps you in a positive way, then I say go on and do it. All right. Number 31 says, cry it out. Now, oh my gosh, cry it out. That's something I don't like to do, but cry it out. Sometimes we really do need to cry it out. Okay, that's sometimes all we need is just to let out our big emotions. We need to let it escape. Okay, it turns out that crying can even come with benefits. And this is a study that a long-term study, and it's proven that crying comes with benefits. So better emotion regulation, helping us bond with loved ones are just some of the ways that crying can be good for us. All right. Number 32. Let me move this along. Where we at? Oh, this is the last one. Okay. Oh, that was it. So number 32 says to pick up the phone. Okay. Call a friend or a loved one and spend a little time catching up with them. That is therapeutic, talking to a friend, somebody you can trust. Okay. Number 33 says to sleep. Now, you can't sleep the day away. That's something else. That's depression. But sleep, getting a quick nap, it's refreshing. Sleep, perhaps one of the most important forms of self-care, is allowing yourself to get the sleep that you need. And it can help you be your best and to feel your best. All right. So these are the 33 strategies that I wanted to share with you all on tonight about self-care, about helping loving yourself a little bit more, helping caring for yourself a little bit more. It's, again, this is not being narcissistic or self-absorbed. What it is you're just caring. You're implementing caring strategies for you to help you be a better person, to be a better person for yourself first and then for others. All right. So tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Listen, self-care, even with this, some people get caught up in this season of love and all of this. And listen, we talked about it last night. One of the researchers, she talked about you can't get water from someone whose well is empty. A lot of people don't know how to love because they haven't been loved properly themselves. All we can do is love others and love them the best that we can. But first of all, love yourself. Tomorrow, this is your homework assignment. Tomorrow, do something for you. Show yourself how much you love you. It don't have to cost a whole lot. It don't have to, you don't have to sit there and depend on somebody else. And it's a blessing when you can show love to somebody, they show love to you. But tomorrow, this is your homework assignment. And then I hope that you're back on next Sunday, Monday. Let me know what you did for yourself on Valentine's Day, on Love Day. Okay, first, because love first starts here with you, and then it resonates. It spreads abroad. So do something. Promise me that you will do something for you tomorrow. I'm going to do something for me tomorrow. Okay, and I want you to do something for you tomorrow, because love starts here. And then it spreads abroad. All right. So I want to give you the takeaway. Our takeaway. And let me magnify this so you can see it. It says, if you ever want to love someone, love yourself unconditionally first. You're always with yourself, so you might as well enjoy the company. All right. You have to glow. You have to love yourself unconditionally. The absence of love, of self-love, can never be replaced with the presence of people's love for you. All right, so let's move this on. This is the quote, and I love this quote. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you, and that's by Rupi Kaur. All right, so we're coming to the end of tonight's Counsel Today with Shanrae. Thank you all so much. Thank you for logging on. Hey, hi, Kim. How are you? Good evening. It's so good to see. Crying is good for the soul. Yes, it is, girl. I don't like to cry, But crying is good for the soul. You feel so relieved after you just let it all out. And a lot of us, a lot of times, us strong people, we feel like we don't want to come across as weak, or we don't want to be weak. So I'm not going to cry. But guess what? We're human. Things affect us too. Those of us that are strong, we're human, and things affect us too. And guess what? We're allowed to cry some things out. And so you're right. Crying is good for the soul. All right. And you know, you're not a crybaby. No, you're not weak. Crying is good for the soul. I'm so glad to see you tonight, Kim. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay. So if there is a past Counsel of the Day with Shanrae series that you missed, or you just want to rewatch, you can go to my YouTube channel at Shanrae Price. Please subscribe, hit the bell, and then go on and select whatever series you want, a session that you want to watch. Okay. Also, let me move this along. And let me look and see if Kim said anything else. All right. Okay. I am a professional. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I already did that. All right. So I'm a professional one-on-one counselor. And if you're interested in professional one-on-one counseling services, feel free to contact me via my Facebook Messenger and on my Shanrae Owens. My Shanrae Price page was hacked, guys. Please do not go on there. That is not me. Those are criminals. Okay, those are hackers. So I have a new Facebook page, Shanrae Owens. So message me on the Shanrae Owens page, or you can email me at shanrae.price@gmail.com. I'm a lifestyle strategist, and my aim is to aid you in your overall behavior, and your life's goals and your life's dreams. Okay, so that has been Counsel Day with Shanrae for this week. I will see you all this coming Sunday and Monday. That's going to be week 3. We are moving by quickly, and this is a very short month here. This is a very, very short month. So, all right, I will see y'all Sunday. Have a good night. Bye. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye, guys.